Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Wright.
And my name is Jerry.
Welcome to the Movie Buff Show, or the Movie Buff Podcast. Whatever we feel like saying that day is the title of the show. Anyway, what we're going to do for you guys today is we're going to talk about upcoming movies in February 2013.
2013.
If there's any movies we missed, we apologize. We were probably just not interested in talking about that film. But anyway, why don't we get the ball rolling? Jerry, let's get going with February 1st, the 1st of February.
February 1st, you know?
Yeah, February 1st. Bullet to the head.
It's the first movie, bullet to the head.
We're going to talk about Bullet to the Head. And a quick synopsis here of Bullet to the Head, provided from comingsoon.net. Based on a graphic novel, Bullet to the Head tells the story of a New Orleans hitman, Sylvester Stallone, and a DC cop played by Sung Kang, who you might know from the Fast and the Furious series, the Asian guy from it. He's the main Asian guy in Tokyo Drift, one of them. And he's also the main guy in Fast 5. Anywho, they basically form an alliance to bring down the killers of their respective partners. And before we do that, we're about to go watch the trailer. Wow. Wow. What a trailer.
The movie looks like ground beef.
It looks like a B movie.
Yeah, it just looks like an exploitation movie.
Yeah, you know, it actually doesn't look that interesting to me, to be honest. Watching this trailer, it just makes me go, it looks like this movie's been done one too many times before. How many action movies are we going to get where the badass father has a daughter who is kidnapped? I mean, it happens in Bad Boys 2. It happens in Live Free or Die Hard, and now it's happening in Bullet to the Head.
Taken.
Oh yeah, there's Taken. That's what the whole movie's about. It's a repetitive idea. And it doesn't look like there's anything unique about it to offer. You know, it just looks like typical violence, typical action. All of it looks very standard, typical.
Yeah, the only things that nothing really grabs me about that trailer. I mean, the axe fight kind of seems like a cool idea.
I just don't get why Sly Stallone is still doing these stupid action films. He's an Oscar-winning screenwriter, you know? He won the Oscar for Rocky, and he's written some other good films too. And he's very much capable of doing films that are above these silly action films. It's like, come on, man, you already made your comeback. Now let's see what else you can do besides playing the old guy again who can still kick ass.
Maybe he's trying to go away again so that he can have a comeback again.
Yeah, I'm like, it was because of the reason of your bad action movies why you had a career that failed. It's time to change the game up, Stallone. It's time to change it up, buddy. All right, let's move on. Next up on the list on February 1st is a movie I'm very, very, very much looking forward to called Warm Bodies, a zombie film. A very different take on the zombie film. And the plot summary provided by comingsoon.net goes, a funny new twist on a classic love story, Warm Bodies is a poignant tale about the power of human connection. After a zombie epidemic, R, that's the letter R, that's the character's main name, it's the letter R. A highly unusual zombie encounters Julie, who is a human survivor, and R rescues her from a zombie attack. Julie sees that R is different from other zombies, and as the two form a special relationship in their struggle for survival, R becomes increasingly more human, setting off an exciting, romantic, and often comical chain of events that begins to transform the other zombies and maybe even the whole lifeless world. Let's watch the trailer. I want to watch this movie so fucking bad.
Yeah.
This movie looks incredible, man. It
looks like a good time.
It looks like everything's solid. It looks like a unique story, a unique take on a familiar genre. It's got a lot going for it, man. The acting looks great. The story looks great. All of it looks very fun. It looks like there's going to be action in it as well. You know, it's like there will be zombie violence as well too. You know, it's going to be a good time. That's the best way to describe it. A good time. It looks romantic as hell too.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks, you know, you joke about those movies that have a little something for everyone, but it really does sort of look like a movie that could maybe bridge the gap a little bit in a way that like Twilight could not, and I guess Twilight was never meant to, but you know, it could bridge the gap between like, you know, guys would be interested, girls would be interested, you know, even horror fans might be interested, regular moviegoers might be interested. You know, it looks like it's got a little something for everyone. You know, the only thing that worries me a little is those CG effects, but other than that, man, it looks like a great time. And
even though it's a zombie film, it's PG-13. It is a PG-13 zombie film, which might make people a little bit weary, just because it's like zombie PG-13. Come on, guys. When you see this, for this movie particularly, it doesn't seem like it's necessary to be R-rated. I could totally see how you can make this a really good, promising PG-13 zombie film. Yeah. Plus, you know, Dave Franco's in it.
Yeah, no, it's over.
It's all about the Franco brothers, man. Moving on. Coming out February 8th, Identity Thief. Identity Thief.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
Are you
sort of? Not really. Why don't we go ahead and watch the trailer for it? Huh. It looks funny. It looks like I'll laugh a couple times.
Yeah, it kind of... I'm wondering. I'm still sort of... Because it's like... it's from the director of Horrible Bosses, and Horrible Bosses was one of those movies that snuck up on me, and then all of a sudden it was really funny. So now it's like, alright, it's your second big comedy, like, let's see what you got. And it looks like it has that sort of edge that Horrible Bosses has. I don't know if I can say I'm excited for it, but yeah, it could be fun.
Basically, if you guys don't know what it's about, Identity Thief is Jason Bateman is a man who's a victim of identity thief. His name is Sandy, and the person who steals his identity is actually a female named Sandy, played by Melissa McCarthy. So I'm sure we'll get a few laughs of, you know, Jason Bateman with his deadpan, hilarious comedy that he does, and with Melissa McCarthy doing her zany type of slapstick physical comedy that she's got going on for being a big woman. So I'm sure it's gonna be, I'm sure there's gonna be a few good laughs. You know, Horrible Bosses surprised me. It didn't look that funny to me, but I checked it out and I was laughing the whole time. And to see that Jason Bateman's a star of this and Seth Gordon, the director of Horrible Bosses, is directing this, it actually gets me a little excited. And also, you know, Jon Favreau's in it, Amanda Peet's in it, Robert Patrick is in it, John Cho is also in it, so they've got a lot of people in it who I actually do enjoy watching on the screen. I'm sure there's going to be something in here that is enjoyable. It doesn't look like a great comedy. It doesn't look like a bad comedy. It looks like you'll have a few good laughs and you might enjoy yourself. And plus, there's nothing really else coming out on that day, so...
It looks kind of like Due Date to me. I get a Due Date vibe from it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're completely right about that.
Yeah, so... You know, I might check it out. It's one of the... Because Seth Gordon's an interesting director, because he's done a couple, like, documentaries I've heard are really good. And, you know, he's done a lot of episodes of a lot of funny TV shows. So... You know, I'm not rushing out to see it, but I'm interested.
Okay.
You have my attention.
Okay, let's move on. February 8th is also having a movie...
Side Effects.
Is having Side Effects come out. Wow, Side Effects.
Steven Soderbergh making a movie every, like, 4 months now.
Alright, let's check out the trailer for Side Effects. Okay. So the trailer's not exactly clear on what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, from what it seems like, I guess Jude Law is a therapist. Or here's a plot right here. Side Effects is a provocative thriller about Emily and Martin, Emily being played by Rooney Mara, who I think is absolutely beautiful, and Channing Tatum, who is as equally absolutely beautiful. They are a successful New York couple whose world unravels when a new drug prescribed by Emily's psychiatrist, Jude Law, which is intended to treat anxiety, has unexpected side effects. And it does look like a psychological thriller. Like, even though I can't really tell what's going on in the trailer and what's necessarily wrong with everything that's happening, like the side effects that are occurring, it's got a lot of that subtle undertoneness about it that Contagion seems to contain. You know, it is Soderbergh, and Soderbergh did Contagion, and it looks like it has a similar type of creepy effect going on, where it really is more of a psychological thriller. And when psychological thrillers are pulled off well, they can be very enticing.
Yeah, no, and it's also from the The writer's got some stuff under his belt because it is the same writer as Contagion and The Informant, which was another Soderbergh movie. But it's also he co-wrote The Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh, really?
So he's got some
might be a good movie then.
Action-packed thrill rides under his belt.
And I heard they are hiring him to write Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
So it says.
And I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes a lot. So if they're putting their faith and trust in him in the sequel to that, I'm sure we'll probably get something here that seems really good. Yeah. It looks like a good Valentine's Day movie where couples are having a very hard time getting along. It's rated R for a lot of things that sound very interesting. It's sexuality, nudity. I hope you see Rooney Mara naked, please. Please, please, please. Violence and language. So I'm sure we'll
basically the big four.
The big four, right?
the big four things that things can be rated R.
Looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones is really making movies again, and she's in it as well. She's coming out in January with Broken City, and now this one as well. So let's see.
Yeah, man, her people must be really pushing her now because she went away for a while. She was
gone for years.
Yeah, now she's back. So good for her.
Excellent, excellent. All right, moving on. Let's see here. They're re-releasing Top Gun.
They are.
If you haven't seen Top Gun, go check it out. Or wait till February 8th to watch it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
That's all we'll pretty much say about that. February 14th.
Respect to Tony Scott.
February 14th. A good day to die hard.
Oh, yeah.
There's always a good day to die hard. And we're going to go watch the trailer, and we'll be right back to tell you our opinion of what we think. Wow. Yes, yes, yes. 1,000 times yes. Cannot wait to go watch A Good Day to Die Hard. Out of a lot of the trailers that I've seen for February, this by far looks like a damn good time. It's got back the good old John McClane, yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia, and he's gonna be... You know what I love too? In a day and age where Americans don't seem to respect America, it's going to a movie where it's like, this is what it means to be an American, a badass American.
What, just to kill half
Just to kill Russia. Just to fuck up Russia. No, I don't mean it like that. It just, John McClane is such like, there's something about Die Hard that seems to embrace American pride because the villains are always some type of terrorist who really does not like America. Except for Live Free or Die Hard where the villains were American. But in this particular one, it just goes back to that simple terrorist John McClane, wrong place at the wrong time, but he's gonna go save the world anyway. And it's got everything in it. It's got comedy. It's got a shitload of action. It looks like it had a great shot at the end. It looks like just a really fun action-filled time. One hell of an adventure. And I'm sure there'll be some great father-son chemistry between Bruce Willis and Jai Courtney.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much else to say besides that. I mean, I guess I'm a little less excited than you just because, like, I didn't grow up on stuff like Die Hard, so I don't have, like, the connection. But it looks like a good time, man. And that helicopter shot, ooh, like, jeez.
And who's that girl that takes off her jacket on that motorcycle? Wow, she's hot.
A random hit girl. Yeah, no, I gotta go catch up on some of the Die Hard sequels, but it looks like a good time. I'm excited. I'm a little excited.
And it brings it back to rated R rating, which is what's, I like Live Free or Die Hard. Even though it's PG-13, I still enjoyed it. And this brings it back to the R rating, which I'm sure a lot of Die Hard fans will be very much satisfied with. This could be the final entry in it. And I
doubt it. If it makes money, it will not be the final entry.
Yeah, maybe.
As long as Bruce Willis is alive, there will still be Die Hard.
I gotta say, out of all the old action stars, Bruce Willis seems to be the least distracting old guy in it.
Yeah, because he at least comes out every now and again and does something else. It seems like he's not only...
He's the most talented actor of the bunch.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't feel like he's milking it, so to speak. It doesn't feel like that's the only thing he has or the only reason people want to watch him. You know, because, I mean, Looper has action elements, but it's like, he did Looper, and Looper's like a story about characters.
Oh, yeah, he gives a real performance in that.
Yeah, so, he takes different kinds of movies, so I think he's a little more... I was just wondering this yesterday when I went to see Gangster Squad, because, like, there are Bruce Willis posters everywhere, and I was like, Bruce Willis has kind of been around forever, and he's, like, really big again, but I can't remember a time where he wasn't around and wasn't at least somewhat big. So, like...
Yeah, that's what I mean, is Bruce Willis has always had a career. He didn't really need to make a comeback.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like whenever he appears in an Expendables movie, it's like he's helping them out.
Yeah. because he's the only one that really sustained a career throughout all of this.
Yeah.
All right, moving on the list, an animated film, Escape from Planet Earth, brought by the Weinstein Company, from the people that made, it doesn't say what they've made. But basically, here's a plot synopsis of it. It's a 3D animated family comedy that catapults moviegoers to Planet Bab, where admired astronaut Scorch Supernova, played by Brendan Fraser, is a national...
where's he been?
Yeah, just making kids movies lately. He's a national hero to the blue alien population. A master of daring rescue, Scorch pulls off astonishing feats with the quiet aid of his nerdy, by-the-rules brother Gary, played by Rob Corddry, head of mission control at BASA. Haha, get it? It's not NASA, it's BASA. When BASA's no-nonsense chief, Lena, played by Jessica Alba, informs the brothers of an SOS from a notoriously dangerous planet, Scorch rejects Gary's warnings and bounds off for yet another exciting mission. But when Scorch finds himself caught in a friendship trap set by the evil Shanker, played by fat guy James Gandolfini, it's up to scrawny, risk-adverse... I don't know why I had to say fat guy. It's up to scrawny, risk-adverse Gary to do the real rescuing. As the interplanetary stakes rise to new heights, Gary is left to save his brother, his planet, his beloved wife Kira, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, and their adventure-hungry son Kip.
That is a long explanation.
It's a long, yeah, it's a long one. Basically, they have to go aliens have to go rescue someone from planet Earth. That's all they have to go say. All they have to go say. It's got a lot of people in it. It's got Craig Robinson, George Lopez, Sofia Vergara, Steve Zahn, Chris Parnell, Brendan Fraser, Rob Corddry, Jessica Alba, Sarah Jessica Parker, and the very famous William Shatner.
And Paul Rubens. Pee-wee is in it.
Oh, very nice. Let's take a look at the trailer, people. So, Escape from Planet Earth looks like a DreamWorks movie in a lot of ways to me. But it actually looks like a fun time. It's got a different take on the whole alien... It's not an alien invasion movie. I like the idea of an alien coming to Earth because, you know, they hear about it and then we capture them and they have to rescue... And, like, the humans are the bad guys, in a way. Rather than
a cartoonier District 9.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like there will be a lot of fun, interesting characters. You know, I like the idea of how they go to Area 51, and you get to see some, like, a weird type of mouse, I think, or some three-eyed creatures. It just looks like it would be a really fun time. You know, I like... One of my favorite Pixar movies is Monsters, Inc., because I like the whole world of a whole bunch of different types of creatures, and I feel like this movie will provide us with several different types of creatures as well. Which I'm actually looking forward to, and just knowing that Craig Robinson's in it kind of gets me excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a good cast, and I mean, these movies don't ever seem remiss for a good cast, but it could be fun. I'm always a little weary of movies like this, you know, just I guess because we're spoiled on, you know, Pixar and recent DreamWorks stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you know, yeah, you know, I'm slightly interested in it. I mean, I haven't seen Hoodwinked or Hoodwinked 2, which is what the other guys, the writers of those movies wrote this. I heard good stuff about at least the first Hoodwinked. So. Yeah,
I don't think anyone saw Hoodwinked Part 2.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I heard, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, moving on. Coming out February 22nd, 2013. I am very excited to watch this one.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi horror thriller.
Yeah.
I love just the premise. The title to me doesn't seem to match what the trailer is, but... Oh, wait. The title to me doesn't seem to match what the trailer is, but we'll take one last look at the trailer. Here we go. Yeah. This definitely looks fucking scary.
Yeah, this looks like a cool flick. I mean, it's from Blumhouse, and I love what they do. I mean, you know, the studio that brought you, of course, Paranormal Activity, but also...
oh, they didn't just do, you know, paranormal, like...
Oh, no, they...
Like
Insidious, Sinister,
yeah.
They're doing Lords of Salem, you know...
A Zombies new movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, they're kind of masters of the micro-budget, you know... spook house flicks, and so I'm excited for this. I mean, their name is enough to get me in because they seem to be, like, you know, actually into the art. So
they know how to make. They take these premises that we've heard before, you know, like, oh, family in a home, and then there's a haunting going on. because that's technically what Paranormal Activity Insidious is, but they know how to bring a lot of different takes to it, and this is similar. The plot to it is, as the Barrett family's peaceful suburban life is rocked by an escalating series of disturbing events, they come to learn that a terrifying and deadly force is after them. And you know what? It looks like good acting. A lot of really good acting in it. Carrie Russell's in it, and she's always solid. J.K. Simmons is in it, and he's always solid. There's a lot of people in it that look like it's going to be a really good film.
Well,
I have a lot of faith in this one.
Well, and see, that's the thing about Blumhouse that I like so much, Blumhouse, is because they seem to get these interesting directors, and they always assemble an interesting cast, you know, full of very, you know, capable actors, you know, who you wouldn't necessarily think as being in a horror film, you know, so they really, you know, they're just making movies. They're making, like, actual movies.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I said, except for the Paranormal Activity movies, which are a bit different on those regards, you know, I always take a look at what they're up to, and this looks like it could be really cool and really unsettling.
It looks like I think they brought a good director on board for it. He's actually the writer of it, Scott Charles Stewart, who's mainly done visual effects, and just to list off a few that he's really credited for: Mars Attacks, Jurassic Park: The Lost World, Sin City, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, The Host, Superman Returns, Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Night at the Museum, Grindhouse, Pirates 3, Live Free or Die Hard, Blade Runner, Iron Man, and a movie called Red Cliff that I've never heard of. But
and you don't mess with the Zohan, the most expensive comedy ever made.
So basically, this guy's a visual effects director, and it's always interesting when you hear about a visual effects guy.
Well, he has done movies.
Yeah, he's done.
He did. This is the only part that slightly worries me, is he did Legion and Priest, which, you know, weren't so well received. Although I have heard that at least his, you know, the visuals on those were really cool.
Those are two movies, yeah, but who knows? Maybe his third one will be a charm. You know, sometimes you got to get your feet wet before you can finally make a good movie.
Well, what I think is cool too is that, you know, I mean, they do, Blumhouse, you know, they do a lot of micro budget stuff, you know, so I think taking him out of these big effects extravaganzas and putting him into, you know, giving him a shot with the script he wrote. It's not based on a graphic novel. It doesn't seem like, you know, giving him a small budget movie with his own script, I think could be really cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just let his mind go a little bit wild.
Yeah, because I think sometimes you got to take the money away to give people something different to work with and a different.
Yeah, because sometimes when you give them a smaller production budget, it requires the artist mentality to come out and go, how can I be more creative to make this work?
Yeah, exactly.
And I like how J.K. Simmons is in it, as, you know, they always have that one character who they're like, oh, we need to find someone who knows about this. And J.K. Simmons comes in, but instead of giving them hope, he's like, no, you guys are all going to die.
Yeah,
I know how this works. It's over.
Yeah,
you're going to be taken by then. There was no point in hiring me. But anyway, moving on. Dark Skies comes out February 22nd, 2013.
I will be there.
I will definitely be there too. And the other movie coming out that day is a film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson called Snitch, an action thriller. Dwayne Johnson and Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, dude, if you've been waiting to see these two giants of the cinema on screen together at the same time, this is your day.
Yes, two mega action stars coming together.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Susan Sarandon. Hey, John Bernthal is in it from The Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
That's exciting.
Well, anyway, if you guys don't know the plot to it, it's about a father who goes undercover for the DEA in order to free his son, who was imprisoned after being set up in a drug deal. Somehow Susan Sarandon comes into this. I've never seen the trailer before. But
I walked in during this trailer at 0 Dark 30, so this is going to be a little bit of a surprise for the both of us.
Ooh, perfect.
Here we go.
Snitch, not Snatch.
Not Guy Ritchie.
no, Snitch.
Yeah.
They should have called this movie Tattletale.
Snitches and talkers get stitches and walkers. Because people break their legs for snitching.
Snitch. Okay, so seeing the trailer for this movie, at first I was a little distracted to see that, okay, this is based on a true story, this is a father, this is the buffest father I have ever seen.
There's construction, kind of a break.
Yeah, but still, he's remarkably buff. you would expect like an action-packed thing when you first hear about it, especially it's called Snitch and everything. You might expect a lot of thrills, but it looks more like it's a drama with a few scenes of violence in it. It doesn't necessarily look like it's jam-packed or loaded with action throughout, which is fine.
Well, it looks like it has a fair amount at least. I mean, it looks like it's like a gritty crime thriller, you know?
Yeah, and you know what I gotta say? It looks like The Rock isn't as laughable as he used to be many years ago. Yeah. He's been getting better throughout the years.
Yeah.
He really started getting a lot more respect with acting when he started doing more comedies, because people saw he had a real comedic touch.
Yeah.
And this one requires him to do like some real drama going on, and I was actually buying it in the trailer.
Yeah, no, this actually looks cool.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of interested to see it now. I mean, it looks like it could be a thrilling, you know, action-packed story, you know, with a bit more of a serious tone, and I actually, the cast looks good. I mean, everybody seems to. It's weird to hear like Susan Sarandon and The Rock and Barry Pepper and Benjamin Bratt, but then you see them all, and it's like, oh,
it
okay.
makes sense. Yeah,
like so, I'm interested. I'm interested in this film.
What bothers me though is like I'm a little bit worried because it says it's based on a true story or inspired by true events.
Yeah,
and with films like this, it tends to be like the director doesn't know what he wants to usually do a lot of the time. Does he want to tell the true story, or does he want to make an action flick? Gotcha. Does he want to make a thrilling picture? What does he want to do?
Yeah.
And it looks, because the trailer starts off like, for most of it, it's just a drama, like a thrilling drama, and then it like escapes off into the, you know, the Rock's territory where it's a lot more action going on. And as much as he doesn't want to be called The Rock, I'm probably still going to be calling him The Rock for as long as I'm alive.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's back with this film, and it looks decent, actually. I'm probably going to go check it out. I have to go check it out, so I will go check it out.
One of the writers of The Lone Ranger and Revolutionary Road.
Oh, okay.
And who's the other? And the other guy is also the director, the other writer, who's comes from a stunt background, a heavy stunt background.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be interesting. The writer, co-writer, director Rick Roman I'm not 100% sure how to say his name, so if you're listening, sir, I'm sorry. But yeah, he's got a heavy stunt background. He's directed a few things. I think this is probably the biggest of them.
What would you say is the movie you're looking forward to the most this month? I mean, this upcoming month.
Whew.
For me, it's Warm Bodies and A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah, Warm Bodies is probably the one that looks like the most fun, and Dark Skies, just because I'm a big horror fan. I like sci-fi, and it's, you know, from a brand I am big into. So I'm just based on those things alone, I'm pretty interested in Dark Skies. So probably, yeah, Warm Bodies and Dark Skies are the most interesting to me.
Well, hopefully February delivers on some of their awesome trailers. Hopefully Bullet to the Head is better than what the trailer looks like. So let's see. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. This is the Movie Buff Podcast, talking about upcoming movies, February 2013.
Upcoming films!
We will be back to talk about upcoming movies in March 2013, so make sure to check us out there. And in the meantime, if you haven't heard it yet, we will be back for March 2013, upcoming movies, March 2013, to talk about that.
Yeah, tune in a month.
Which they have a few movies coming out there. You know, they got like Jack the Giant Slayer, Last Exorcism Part 2, Oz the Great and the Powerful, so on and so forth. There's going to be a lot of films coming out.
Hey, don't give away the ending before we record the show.
I know, I was just giving a little tease, just a little tease.
Alright, a little tease, yeah. Just a little bit to whet your appetite.
Yeah. So basically, check us out then. And in the meantime, you can check out all of our other videos at the Real Rejects channel, R-E-E-L. Get it? I'm sure no one you know of has ever done that before.
Yeah. No one's ever used the word real.
Yeah.
For their movie review show.
Well, anyway, guys, we had a great time talking. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. We'll not see you.
We will speak with you next time.
Speak with you next time. Have a good night or a good day to you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.